I want to tell you guys all about an amazing island that I stayed on called Koh Rong. So, if you like gorgeous beaches, untouched nature, and just generally speaking, off the grid living, I really think Koh Rong is a place that you got to check out. It's off the coast of Sihanoukville, Cambodia, and it's actually two islands. So, this is a little confusing, but there are two islands right next to each other called Koh Rong and Koh Rong Sanlam. And I just visited the main island, Koh Rong, but from what I hear, they are both amazing. And, I was talking to some of my friends and family about what it was like to visit there. And keep in mind that I'm actually from Florida in the United States, which has some of the world's best beaches. And to me, what this island was like, it was like visiting somewhere like Florida or Hawaii, somewhere with, amazing beaches with warm water, but if no one lived there. And it's really interesting because I was talking to someone, an American actually, who'd been living there for a while, and she said that they only even got electricity 10 years ago. So this place is, again, it's really a great place to sort of like live out your desert island fantasies. And there weren't really a lot of people living there to begin with, but then when COVID hit and the tourism sector took a big nosedive, it became like even more of that sort of abandoned island vibe. So we were walking around, saw lots of abandoned houses, and like this is the kind of place where I couldn't use Google Maps to help me navigate because Google hadn't mapped any of the roads yet. You can get some cell phone and internet service depending on what part of the island you're on, but it's definitely not reliable. But what I like about this place is that, first of all, the beaches are amazing. I've been to Siesta Key, Florida, which is consistently rated one of the best beaches, if not the best beach in the world. And in my opinion, this place was better than that. It's got those white powdery sands, calm waves. The water is warm all the time. So it's wonderful because the air temperature was about, I would say in the low 80s Fahrenheit, and the water temperature is about the same. So I personally don't like cold water, but the water was very warm here. The water is very clear. It's that picturesque blue color. It was a little windy while I was there, and most of the time we were there, it was overcast as far as the weather goes. But it didn't really rain much, which was nice. My weather app acted like, oh, it's just supposed to rain all day, but it doesn't really actually rain much there. Just drizzles on occasion. The main day that we were there, we rented a motorcycle and went around the island, and there's just tons of stuff to see. There's sort of this abandoned ecological reserve type place with, a nice boardwalk, and you can just walk around, just be at peace with the nature. And, again, this is the type of place that is just truly untouched by any sort of development. Went to a waterfall, which was also great. Note that we went to the island during the rainy season, and during then you can see the waterfall. It was great. I stood under it. But if you come during the dry season, then there might not be much, if any, waterfall at all. The island is actually more popular during the dry season because people want to make sure that it's not raining. But, to me, I see no reason not to go back during the rainy season. Keep in mind, the temperature is the same year-round because, you're on the equator, essentially. The food was great. Just sort of driving and getting that general island vibe was nice. It was great to sort of go to sleep, listen to the sound of the waves. And the one thing that I did miss was they also have like bioluminescent plankton at night where sort of like the plankton in the water like lights up, and it's just, from what I understand, gives the water this sort of gorgeous glowing color. But because it was a full moon while we were staying there, that meant that it wasn't dark enough to see it. So if I went back, that's definitely something that I would try to arrange. Overall, the island was great, honestly. My friend and I went together, and we both had a wonderful time. And there's some decent places to eat. The spot that the tourists hang out on the island is called The Nest. And we got some good food, drinks, good way to meet people. But In general, there's just not a lot of people on this island. I'd say maybe only a few dozen people actually live there, plus, however many tourists there are. At the time we came, there were almost none. You've got all this beach to yourself. You can get a bungalow right on the beach. And overall, it's just awesome, and I'm definitely going back. So thanks for watching, guys.